ICC Affiliate Members, Episode 3, Bahamas. Wait a minute. Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. 1 second. That's better. Yeah, Bahamas. Commonly thought to be part of the West Indies. But of course the West Indies is the West Indies, and I wouldn't be doing a video on the Bahamas if it was part of the West Indies. In fact, it is in the, counted as the Caribbean, but it's in the Atlantic. And it's actually just east of Florida. Bahamas play in the Central Americas region of the ICC qualification. Or competition, should I say. So, is the Bahamas famous for its cricket? Again, no. There are 96 affiliate members, so a lot of them, when I first did this, I didn't know they even existed. So a lot of them aren't going to be famous for cricket other than within the country themselves. So Bahamas, they have a men's team. They haven't been doing too well of late. They've lost the last few matches in T20 international cricket. In fact, the Bahamas is most famous sporting-wise for sailing. But then there's accessibility issues with people who are from the Bahamas simply being able to afford to buy a boat and go out for the day and not work and go fishing. So cricket is probably up there with sailing, but from what I've seen, cricket isn't really on the incline. They're trying to get. They currently have a men's team. They're working on getting a women's team together. Not happened as I'm recording this video, but there are a lot of children and particularly young girls playing quick cricket. So over the coming years, we'll possibly see that in the Bahamas. So if the Bahamas, for now, isn't famous for cricket, what actually is it famous for? Well, the Bahamas was actually founded by Christopher Columbus, and he actually discovered the Bahamas before he discovered the United States of America. Like I said before, it's just east of Florida, and the capital city is Nassau. And of course, if you're up on your Pirates, you'll know that Nassau is a famous port for sort of pirates, particularly British pirates. And what I'm coming around to understanding is that any country or ex-British colony, then they play cricket, because obviously they were inhabited by the British back in the day, and the British love playing cricket, and therefore the game spread throughout the nation. The Bahamas, you'll also find those famous swimming pigs. It's actually made up of over 700 separate islands, and it's a really popular destination for Hollywood blockbuster movies. Okay, so cricket has actually been played in the Bahamas since 1846. It's the oldest sport being played in the country today. The only other sport that began before cricket was horse racing, which started in 1796. Now, the Bahamas Cricket Association, the BCA, was formed in 1936 as an organised body. And from the 1940s to the 1970s, cricket was played by just about everyone on the island, whether in the road, playground, or on cricket fields. Pretty much like myself, I would play back garden, in the street, the neighbour's street, the neighbour's garden, anywhere where we could put something up as a set of stumps or even one stump. And if we had a bat and ball, we were playing cricket. But back to the Bahamas. Had they been part of the West Indies board, a number of players from the island would have believed to have been able to make the West Indies national team. So the late 1970s saw the game begin to decline, unfortunately, in the country, as teachers who had previously come from the UK with a passion for cricket were replaced by teachers who had been trained in the Bahamas or in the United States. The Bahamian, I hope I'm saying that right, but I want to say Bahamian, not Bahamian, so I'm going to say Bahamian PE teachers had no knowledge of the game and instead taught track and field, baseball, softball, among other sports. Scholarships abroad for other sports lured the youths away from cricket, unfortunately. Regarding international competition, the Bahamas first appeared in internationals in 2002 when it entered the ICC's Americas Championship After predictably struggling amongst more established nations, it found its feet when the format was changed into 3 divisions from 2006. It eventually gained promotion to Division 1 by the 2010 America's Division 2, a feat that has also earned it in a place in the 2010 Pepsi ICC World Cup League Division 8. So in 2006, the Bahamas competed in the historical Stanford 2020 tournament in Antigua. We all remember that one, don't we? The American guy ultimately... he's in prison now. We'll not go too deeper into that. So, and that's where the side struggled to compete. An under-19 squad competed in the ICC Americas Under-19 tournament in Canada from August 11th to the 19th back in 2007. A first for an affiliate country in the Americas to participate at that level. Domestically, the local league consists of senior players playing 20-over competition with 10 teams that runs from October to July. During the course of the season, other competitions are played as well, including the six-a-side, typically on holidays for entertainment. A major six-a-side match is sponsored by KFC. I instantly want to go to the Bahamas and play cricket. And that's played during the Labour Day weekend. A junior league has been reformed to incorporate the youths of the nation, thank goodness. So regarding any sort of development in the country, in 2006, the association took a bold step in hiring an international cricket coach from England to take the game into the schools. The coach was able to make contact with 26 primary schools in Nassau, 7 in Grand Bahama and 1 in Bimini, where quick cricket was introduced to the young boys and girls. So almost 14,000 kids are involved in that scheme. Out of that programme, the association was able to start an under-15s and under-13s leagues with 4 teams in each competition, with the under-15s playing with a hard ball. An under-19 was also developed with plans in place to sustain the game for years to come. The National Association recently installed 3 turf wickets at Haynes Oval, which is the main ground. It also has 3 artificial practice nets. Windsor Park is where the youth play, consists of an artificial pitch and lights around the ground. Now, even though there are already, as I mentioned, girls involved in the Quick Cricket League, efforts and plans are being put in place to have a women's team in the future. So there we have a very sort of brief history of cricket in the Bahamas, stemming right back to the colonial days, pirates, very much Pirates of the Caribbean there. I mentioned that the international team plays at the Haynes Oval. Now, what I find really interesting about this is that the Haynes Oval is actually, the pavilion is the Cricket Pavilion restaurant, an actual restaurant business. It's it's run by Connie and Chris Robertson. They own the place, and they have the amazing, really. So they have darts night is Wednesday. So if you ever pop down to the Bahamas on a Wednesday, stop by the Cricket Pavilion Club and have a game of darts. And on the menu there, it's a very British menu. They do the fried breakfast, they do Yorkshire pudding, and they even sell Stella, Boddingtons and Nuki Browns. If you know what Nuki Brown is, great. It's actually a Newcastle brown ale. Disgusting, by the way, but some people like it. And I found that quite a word that I hardly ever use, quaint, where the national team rocks up at the local restaurant pub and plays an international game. I think that's beautiful. And if for no other reason, I want to go there because the cricket teas halfway between innings are going to be absolutely awesome. I would love Yorkshire pudding for a cricket tea. I don't know about anybody else, but I kind of in my heart and mind hope that they do actually have Yorkshire pudding for cricket tea. Connie and Chris Robertson, if by any chance you could see this video, please can you come back to me and message me. Do you serve Yorkshire pudding for cricket teas? So the Bahamas, being a relatively small nation receiving a relatively low amount of funding from the ICC, will likely struggle to generate its own income. And I think that's why the junior, sort of the underage game is only really igniting. There's no women's game yet, and the men's team are sort of struggling to get results. They haven't won a game in a while, and they will generally I think they lost a series to the Cayman Islands. They regularly lose to teams like the USA and Argentina. I think their last last victory was back in sort of early 2023 when they beat Panama. And as results haven't been going their way, they currently lie, when we're talking the ICC's T20 international rankings, you can see that they're way down in the bottom half, between Hungary, just above Hungary, and just below Israel. Another two countries that aren't really known for their cricket. So I think I'm just getting into Bahamas as a third of 96 of these videos, and I think Bahamas is the first one of these three that will probably struggle, overshadowed. I hope that they don't, because what a destination to go and play cricket. They're not part of the West Indies set up. They're between the West Indies and the USA. I think they've got work to do. The results show that they're not performing that well. I hope that there's some hunger still there, and I hope that the research that I did that says that cricket is perhaps on the decline, I hope somebody's misreported that, and cricket actually is being played at schools, and children and men and women want to play cricket, because I think it's a fantastic nation. You're not going to get many games rained off there, and when you're done playing cricket, you can either have a Yorkshire pudding, or you can go sailing, or go and play Pirates, which is like just awesome. So yeah, good luck, Bahamas. I'm going to keep an eye out for you. If anybody from the Bahamas or lives in the Bahamas, that couple that own the restaurant, please just drop me a comment, a like if you enjoyed this video, a comment if you do have time, obviously. But that's me done for another one. So I'd appreciate it if you could hit that subscribe button for a 6, if you do love cricket as much as I do. As always, just a reminder, drink your water, stay healthy, do some exercise, all that business. And as always, I'll see you soon.